Good afternoon. Nope, still morning here. Jay here from Rethink Your Perspective. And today I want to talk to you about the reason why, when you try to just go cold turkey and stop your bad habits, why it doesn't work that way. It's not that easy, even though it should be, and even though you really, really want to. Now, I want to start by saying that your habits, as I have mentioned a few times this week and last week, your habits are formed and held and controlled by your subconscious mind, specifically your paradigm. Your paradigm is built from your beliefs, your habits, your environment, not your habits, your beliefs, your environment, and all the information that you gather as you're growing up or in your environment or from the genetics within your family. So paradigms and therefore your habits are ingrained super, super, super deep. And the only way to change a paradigm is by changing it. Okay? But you can't just say, I'm not going to do that anymore. You need to change it in a certain way. And this is what today is all about. So I will use an example. So you want to lose some weight. You wake up one day and your favourite jeans don't fit anymore, or you've got that little bit of a spare tyre going on, and you make the decision, no, I'm going to lose some weight. And you set a plan into action. You focus on the image of the body that you want. You set up a fitness plan. You set up an eating plan. You get rid of the majority of the biscuits and the sweet things that are kind of putting on the weight in the first place, and you get started. And you're really motivated and really, 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 really gonna do this. And then 2 weeks later, it's all stopped. Why? You are so motivated when you start, and a lot of New Year's resolutions end up the same way. You get really excited, you're going to try this new thing, you're going to do this new stuff, and then it just falls flat on its face. Why? It's because you put the plan in place, you have the motivation, but you didn't put a habit in place of the one you're getting rid of. So, for example, with losing weight, you are literally just relying on your willpower to not eat the cakes and the sweets and all the things that are putting the weight on in the first place. So the way to change a habit is to do the following. You need to first understand that all habits have got 4 stages. You've got the cue or the trigger, the thing that you see or hear or smell that triggers your body into going, ooh, when I have that, or when I see or smell or hear that, I get this. And it jumps from the cue to the reward that it's going to get. So it then craves the thing that creates that reward. And that thing in this case, if we're looking at weight loss, just turn that onto there we go. If we're looking at weight loss, is either the smell of KFC or a bacon sandwich, or the sight of a window full of cakes, or you walking into your kitchen and the biscuit barrel, or the chocolate bar that's in the fridge. That's the cue. Your body then craves it because it knows that when it eats it, it's going to get a nice chemical hit of happy chemicals. Okay? And it's going to make you feel good for that brief little bit. So it craves it. You then eat the thing, and then you get the reward of the happy chemicals plus the taste and everything else. But if you're trying to lose weight, you need to find something to replace that cycle. Okay? And it is worth mentioning at this point that even adults, we are basically just big children. We can be bribed. We are very, very good at working through a cause and effect kind of thing with our rewards. So if I do this, I can have this. All right. And that is really, really effective, especially when you're trying to lose weight. So I don't know if a lot of you have heard of the approach to dieting where they have the cheat days. They're really, really good for 5 or 6 or 4 days or however many it is. And then they have a cheat day where they can literally eat anything they want. Okay. And having that cheat day means that for the 4, 5 or 6 days beforehand, you're more disciplined. You're more able to go, no, I'm not going to have that chocolate bar today. No, I'm not going to have that extra piece of cake. No, I'm not going to go in the coffee shop and have a really, really hot frothy latte. I'm going to take my coffee from home. Because I know if I don't do that, then I can have my cheat day and I can have my rewards later. And that is like a type of habit setting, basically. So it's the delayed reward. So one way of doing it is making a decision that you wake up in the morning or it's the night before and you say, today I am not going to eat biscuits. Or today, when the cakes come into the staff room at work, I'm not going to have one. Or I'm not going to go to the coffee shop today. I'm going to make my coffee in my thermos and take it with me. But all of that alone isn't strong enough. You need the reward afterwards. So I'm not going to eat the cakes in the staff room today because I'm then going to have a nice hot chocolate and watch the program that I really want to watch tonight. Or I'm not going to have the coffee from the coffee shop today. I'm going to take my coffee from work and I'm going to save that £3 or £4 or whatever it is towards this thing that I'm working towards, whether it be an experience, whether it be a cake treat or something on the weekend or a meal out or something like that. You need the reward, because without the reward, your paradigm is just going to keep craving it and craving it and craving it and craving it. A good example is when people try to stop smoking. Okay, they just decide, no, I'm stopping smoking. They throw the cigarettes in the bin. A couple of days later, you'll see them playing with something in their fingers, whether it be chewing on a pen or putting something between their fingers and chewing on it, because that's the habit of putting the cigarette to their mouth. They need something to replace that habit with. I had a friend who decided to stop smoking, and not only did every single one of his pens and pencils get absolutely destroyed, he also became a Skittle addict. So he swapped his hit from the nicotine and the cigarette to eating Skittles, which are a type of sweet here in the UK. I'm not sure if we've got them all around the world, but they're in the UK. He became an absolute addict to Skittles. Then he had another bad habit to replace. But because he didn't replace the smoking habit with another habit that gave him the same kind of fix, his paradigm created one for him. And that's why just going cold turkey on a habit doesn't work. It can be even as simple as trying to change the way that you talk to yourself. If you don't replace those nasty words that you used to say with something nice, you'll just switch back, because that's what your paradigm is used to doing. If you do have any questions on this, please feel free to get in touch. All of my contact details are around in the description, in the comments, on the screen, any way that you want to get in touch. And my content over the next few days is also going to be different ways of changing habits, little different tips. So as well as the ones I have covered today about making a pre-decision, and also another one is changing your self-image. So if you see yourself as fat or overweight, and that sparks you to then want to make a change, if you then don't start seeing yourself in the body that you want, your paradigm is just going to keep aiming for the weight where you are now. So it doesn't matter how much you lose, it'll come straight back up, like an autopilot on a plane. It has the destination, it has the image in its head of where it's going, so the body size that you see yourself as. And if you deviate from that body image, it will bring it straight back to it. So you have to change the image. Same with smoking. If you want to be a non-smoker, you need to see yourself as a non-smoker. Okay? So if you do have any questions, please feel free to get in touch. Any of my contact streams. I also have my blog is up and running, or will be later on tomorrow for this topic. And yeah, I'd be happy to help with any habit setting at all. And like I said, my content over the next couple of days is going to be different ways and different types of things that you can try to change your bad habits. I hope this finds you well. Thank you for joining me on the video, and have a great rest of your day wherever you are.